Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your first part of my step-by-step guide for Scum 1.0. And I just want to start off by saying, if you're not sure about Scum, there are a lot of different servers. You can create your own local server where you can only play with friends. There's sandbox mode. There are various wonderful communities in Scum. And yes, from me personally, that's got over 10,000 hours in the game, it's definitely worth your money. Okay, it is a very, very unique experience, especially if I feel it's really, really nice for the older generation, people 30 and up. I don't know if it's going to be exciting enough for younger people, but at this stage of my life, it really fills that gap that I need in gaming. You can think to yourself, how many games do you put more than 1,000 hours in? I have paid thousands of dollars over the years for games that I can finish within 60 to 100 hours. This is the only game that I've spent 10,000 hours on. So if you want to relate a AAA game that costs you maybe $60 and you spend 60 to 100 hours on it, then you're basically I have basically bought 100 AAA games for the price of $40. Like, I've bought all the DLC. But yeah, before I start with the guide, I just want to tell you guys, this is a fantastic game. It is definitely, in my opinion, I've played every survival game known to mankind. It is the best, most advanced, most immersive, rewarding survival game on the market. So what we're going to start with today is the build. Now, the build is going to change due to the over-encumbrance system. If you guys do not know what the over-encumbrance system is, you have got a weight limit. And if you're under the weight limit, you can run. Let's say you can run at 26 kilometers per hour. As soon as you go over that weight limit by any amount, like 1 kilogram, you cannot run anymore. You can only jog. Now, a lot of you are going to have problems with sentries, and most of you don't have a lot of time to play. So the speed at which you can move around, and the speed at which you can get out of a fight, and the speed at which you can get away from sentries, or get into cover, is going to be very, very important. So what we're going to do today is we're going to change our dexterity to 1.5 for a specific reason. You can choose whatever build you want, but we're going to change our dexterity to 1.5, and we're going to change our strength to 4.5. What this does is it enables you to carry 50 kilograms before you get over encumbered instead of 39 kilograms. Now, 11 kilograms doesn't sound like a lot, but if you compare 11 kilograms to 39 kilograms, it's almost 30%. Okay, you guys might say 25%. It's more like 27% extra carry weight, which makes a huge difference because we are going to focus on having armor, having proper guns, having proper gear. You're going to need carry weight to loot, very high tier loot items, which weighs a lot. So just your tactical armor alone weighs like 11 kilograms. So the fact that you are increasing your carry weight by 11 kilograms right off the start allows you to wear tactical armor, but it's as if you're not wearing tactical armor, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Because the tactical armor weighs 11 kilograms and you gave your character 11 kilograms extra, you are countering that weight so that you are allowed to carry more things. Now, we're just going to create a character here quickly. And there's another reason that I'm doing it 1.5. Instead of going 1 and 5, there's a reason I'm going 1.5, which I will show you now. So we're just going to create our character here. I've got my standard hairstyle and my standard beard style. And if you guys are wondering what DLCs are the best value, Supporter Pack 1, Supporter Pack 2, and then the Ultimate DLC that came with 1.0, I feel is the best value for money. All the other DLCs are just cosmetic, more hairstyles, more gun skins, you know, not really necessary, but the Supporter Pack 1, Supporter Pack 2, and the Ultimate DLC will definitely help you quite a bit. You know, I feel it's the best value for money. So we're going to go next. Now, our character doesn't look great at the moment, okay, but he's still going to be stronger, like with a bow. When you start the game out, you can craft a 20-pound bow or a 35-pound bow. He's going to be shooting a 35-pound bow very, very easily just because of his weight. And because we start with 4.5 strength, we can max out our rifles, which you're probably going to use most of the time. If you're playing sandbox, which we are doing this guide on, we're doing this guide on single player. But overall, you know, the majority of servers, you're going to do PvP. So it's just good starting with advanced rifles. And because of 4.5 strength, we can go to medium archery. That's why the 1.5 is so important. If we go 4.4, we can't go to medium. If we went 5 strength and only 1 dexterity, then we can't get medium thievery at dexterity, which is very, very important. That's like the minimal thievery skill that you need for abandoned bunkers and keypads and pillboxes and power plant and all kinds of things like that. With the constitution, that's going to stay the same. And then with the medical, with intelligence, we're definitely going to go for medical. The biggest change to 1.0 and the biggest thing that people struggle with in 1.0 are the NPCs. Now, when they shoot you, they can add major bleeding markers to you. When sentries shoot you, they can add major bleeding markers to you. And if you're on a PvP server and somebody shoots you, they're going to add major bleeding markers to you. And so the speed at which you can heal and the amount of bandages or rags you need to heal will a lot of the times be the difference between life and death. Okay, because if you've got too many wounds and you're bleeding out, the speed at which you can close those wounds is the difference between life and death. And the less items you need, the faster you can close those wounds, making your chances of surviving just better. So this is the new meta build. Advanced rifles, medium archery, running. We're taking medium archery because the bow, they changed the bow mechanics of how you aim the bow, so you can't use your knuckle anymore like you used to be able to do. So at least with medium archery, you'll have the dot on the screen. That will help you quite a lot. Medium 3 thievery is good enough to do whatever you need to do. You are going to level up dexterity the fastest out of any attribute. Constitution always takes a long time. And since you're starting with 4.5 strength, you'll get to 5 strength pretty easily by riding a mountain bike, because you can't do wheelbarrowing anymore. You can't AFK wheelbarrowing. I'm on Live, Die, Repeat at the moment, one of my 4 servers, and I've gotten to like 3.4 strength within a week, although a week is 40 hours or 50 hours of gameplay. But you can get to 5 strength quite easily, and then it's your choice whether you go to 6 strength. I don't recommend trying to push your character to like 7 or 8 strength. You're going to look like a gorilla, but because there's a lot of updates that are still coming, don't hurt your experience. Luckily, they're not allowing you to AFK wheelbarrowing anymore, so at least you can play the game actively, but don't focus on it. I'm not saying there will be wipes in the future, but until the game is very, very stable and they've brought us everything that they want to bring us, you know, for me personally, with all my experience, 5 or 6 strength is good enough, okay? I personally won't go over 6 strength. Just for personal reasons and the time that it takes to get there. So that's it. 4.5, 3, 1.5 dexterity, 3 intelligence, advanced rifles, medium archery, advanced running, medium thievery, advanced medical. You've used all your point. Let's get into the game. And we are on sandbox mode. Please click no, because you're going to have to learn things right from the start. So this enables, you to not be in danger for the first 2 hours. 2 hours is way too long. So just click no for the purpose of this step-by-step guide. Now, there's only one thing I want you to focus on when you start in the game. I want you to aim for a trader. So the closest trader to me is Z is A0. So I'm going to aim for A0 now. Okay, I'm basically going to point in that direction. And I'm going to aim for A0. And I will tell you why in a second. And then we're just going to aim for like a bush and some rocks. There's some rocks and there's a bush. Okay, now Dina's going to start up. Okay, so there she's giving us objectives, move with WASD and then mouse scroll wheel to run faster. Now, a lot of people that are experienced in Scum, like me, switch Dina off immediately. Okay, we don't use Dina. And yeah, we don't reap any of the benefits from Dina. Like on the servers that I play on, I've never listened to Dina, but because this is how to help you. So the person I'm trying to help is someone that is struggling when they start, dying a lot to NPCs. They don't know, where to go. They're a bit directionless. They don't really understand how to get going. That's why I am here, okay? I am here to give you all the help that I can give you so that you can get to a place where you can enjoy the game, understand the game better, and my step-by-step guide will just help you to get there faster and easier. So the things I'm showing you here is not something I will do because I'm almost a professional PvE Scum player. I do this full-time. I do YouTube full-time. I play Scum every day. So I'm like in the top 5% of players. But my purpose is still to help you to understand the game. So even if you forget everything that I tell you today, I want you to imprint 3 things into your memory for this part 1. The first thing is strength. That 4.5 strength is going to be very, very important for your mental well-being when you play the game. Secondly is thread. You have to get thread as fast as possible. The third thing is armor. Without armor, you will die. Okay? Not in a military point of interest, not in a dangerous point of interest. You will die when you're just trying to loot a little farm, or a little town, or a big town. You're going to die to NPCs. They have guns on them, and they spawn quite close to you. But I'm going to teach you methods to not let them spawn, or let them spawn on top of you as little as possible, with how we're going to enter those POIs. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to enter a POI that you're not surprised every single time. But yes, I want you to remember strength. The 4.5 strength is very important. I want you to get thread as fast as you can. And I want you to craft armor before you start looting. And some of you might say, oh, you bat poop crazy. How am I going to get thread before I start looting? Well, luckily we have Dina with us. Okay. So we're going to use Dina to get up to 15 fame. As soon as we've reached 15 fame, we are going to try and gather $150 as safely as possible, which is not that difficult. And then we are going to go to the trader. And even if we don't collect $150, we're going to at least attempt to do one quest at the general goods trader, which gives us $500, which enables us to buy the thread, which enables us to craft the armor. So what I want you to do is I'm going to walk around now. I'm going to press WASD and then I'm going to run and then she's going to talk again. But I don't want us to listen to everything she says. As soon as she's done talking, okay, the first task is going to start. But you need to activate the task so that you don't do things before she wants you to do them. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, Dina is basically done talking. And like I say, I don't do this, but because I play Scum professionally, and because I'm a professional content creator, it is my duty to help my community by knowing as much as possible about the game. And that's why I do a lot of testing in the background, and that's why I know that you can make a little bit of fame through Dina. So what I want you to do after she stops talking is click on the first, you go to 5, which is the manual, go to tasks, then she says, you have to craft a stone knife. You have to start the task and then do exactly what this prompt tells you to do. Don't do your own thing. Do exactly what the prompts tell you to do, to get through all the prompts, because every task is going to give you 2 fame. And I want you to stop when you get to 15 fame. If you do absolutely everything, you're going to have 19 fame, which is not a bad idea, but for the purpose of the step-by-step guide, I just want you to get to 15 fame, and then we carry on from there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press start task, do exactly what she wants me to do, step by step. Doesn't matter how difficult or how unorganized it is or how it doesn't make any sense, until I've got 15 fame, and then we carry on. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I went to 17 fame because the last one is just the urinating and defecating, which is very, very easy. You don't have to do the...
Secure communication established. As human bodies are in...
You don't have to do the light the fire one. Okay, we've got 17 fame. We've got what we need. I'm going to link at the end of this video, I'm going to link to you how to get the fastest start in the game. Not the way Dina tells you, okay? Crafting an axe first, and then cutting down a tree, and then making a bunch of arrows the fastest way. And then you can see that I started with a kitchen knife, garlic. There was a can of tuna, 5 bandages. And I've got a special backpack, and my starting clothing adapts to where I spawn, like in the snow or in the forest or in the desert. That's because I've got the ultimate DLC, which enables me. Now, the first thing you have to do every time you start the game is destroy your starter card so that people can't steal the money out of your bank account immediately. And the other thing the ultimate DLC does is you can get a free gold card at the trader, okay, which is also a very, very big quality of life. I don't really use these DLCs, but again, I'm here to help you. So Supporter Pack 1, Supporter Pack 2, Ultimate DLC will help you in your journey if you're struggling. Now, as I said, when you pull back the bow, you can't use your knuckle anymore because you can see the knuckle is very, very far away. But because we've got medium archery, we can just put the dot on the puppet, pull the bow back and shoot with the dot on the puppet. Okay, with the dot on the puppet, we can kill the puppet with the bow. And because of our 4.5 strength, we're going to pull the bow back way faster than what we would have if we started with less. So what we are looking for basically is a cell phone or a metal needle or something that we can sell. Okay, so I'm going to take the batteries, very, very low durability, so I won't be able to sell it. And I can't start doing quests until I've found a smartphone. And finding a smartphone isn't very easy. I'm not going to go to the hospital. It's a very dangerous POI. I'm just going to run to the trader and then kill every puppet I see. And hopefully the puppet gives me like a smartphone. Hopefully the puppet gives me a smartphone or money, okay? Because I'm looking for money. Now, since I'm going to this trader, there isn't a lot of things that I can loot except for this little point of interest over here. And then I can maybe go to those little points of interest over there, but I'll be with you guys when I get to that point of interest because I want to get at least 150 fame, or I want to collect a needle from a puppet or bobby pins from a puppet that I can do quests. But again, I can't do quests without the smartphone, okay? So if I don't find the smartphone, which is quite unlikely, I'm just going to have to get like $150. That's what I'm focusing on. Okay, so I'll catch you when I get to, I'm going for very small points of interest. That thing is a town. That is a town. I'm only going to very, very, very small places. You can see how much orange is in a town, how much orange is in a town. I'm going to very, very, very small orange places where the risk of running into NPCs or the risk of dying is a little bit less. Here we are, very close to this very, very small point of interest. That's just a little bit of orange dots. Might not look like anything to you guys, but there's food there, puppets spawn there. It is a POI, just a very, very small POI. There's no houses there, but there's food there, there's things to loot, and there's going to be puppets there. But I want you to do this with every point of interest you enter. Number one, never run into a point of interest, okay? The reason I gave Scum a 9 out of 10 for 1.0 is it's a fantastic experience, but the spawn system is still not perfect. So puppets will appear, you know, and NPCs will appear, but you want to give the AI time to appear. And in the past, puppets were your only threat. Now puppets are actually your friend, because NPCs are humans, in between brackets, and puppets are going to attack them and they are going to attack puppets. So puppets is my early detection of NPCs. I rather want the NPC, I want the puppets to spawn in with the NPCs so that the NPCs can maybe shoot at the puppets, giving me time to get away or giving me time to kill the NPCs, okay? So whenever you enter a point of interest, do it slowly, never run, and try to move from cover to cover. So if we take this little point of interest as an example, is it the best example for me to go straight for this point of interest? No, I'm in the open. So if I run over the grass now and NPCs spawn around me, I've got no form of cover. And the only weakness that NPCs have is that they can't see you in third person, but you can see them. So even if I hide behind a wall or a tree or any kind of cover, I can see them coming in third person where they can't see me. So I can use that third person. And the other advantage I have against NPCs is if I lean, the NPC can't see me. So if I can get behind cover, lean, you know, around the cover to shoot at them, they won't be able to shoot me if I can't see them. So if I'm standing behind cover and I can't see them in third person, but I can see them when I'm leaning, then they won't be able to retaliate and then I can kill them. So cover is very important. So since that's the point of interest that I want to go to, those trees are a little bit too far away. Those trees are closer to the POI. So I'm going to run to the cover just so I can get to the cover quickly. And now I'm going to jog again. Sometimes I even crouch walk, okay, to make as little noise as possible and to move even slower. But for the step-by-step guide's purpose, we're just going to jog from tree to tree. And what I mean is, if a NPC spawns there, they can shoot me, but I can just get behind the tree and then lean and shoot them. If an NPC spawns there, I can get behind the tree, lean and shoot them. Maybe I don't like this tree and I want to change to this tree, then I can get behind this tree, look at them coming in third person because I can't see them like this. They can't see me. But if I use third person, I can see them coming and then I can just lean and kill them. Okay? So I'm just going to go from cover to cover. And whether this is a town or a farm, doesn't matter. I'm going to enter the POI exactly the same way. And there I've seen the puppet spawn, and that's what I'm looking for. I want the puppet to spawn. I don't care when the NPC spawns. I want the puppet to spawn so that if the NPCs spawn, they have got more than just me to shoot at. And hopefully they give their cover away by shooting at the puppets. So again, we're going to kill as many puppets as we can. We don't hear NPCs shooting. We don't see NPCs. So we're going to kill as many puppets as we can in the hope of getting a cell phone. Sometimes you're going to get lucky. Sometimes you're not going to get lucky. If you're not lucky, you're going to have to loot something to give you that money. Okay? But now we're just going to kill puppets to see if we can maybe get lucky with the smartphone. And we're going to search everything that we can. Not the barrels. The barrels is only going to give us grapes. We're not interested in grapes. But like this. This is something we can loot. And hopefully we get something that we can sell. Okay. We look inside here. There's nothing inside here. But there's crates. And the crates can possibly give us something that we can sell. It's a nail. We can't really sell a nail. There's a flare. We're going to take the flare. We are desperate for anything we can sell. Like literally we are desperate for anything. I thought there was there's another flare that we can take. I don't know how much flares sell for. I don't usually play like this, but this is going to help you guys. Let's see if there's anything in the car. No, just a bunch of scrap metal. You can sell the scrap metal, but you can get scrap metal at a trader as well. These barrels usually gives you like grapes and stuff. You can search all the trees for fruit. We can go ahead and eat some, eat some fruit just to sustain us. And with the quest, when the woman tells you to search the world, just search a bush or a log on the ground. Search the bushes, search the logs on the ground, eat a worm or a grasshopper, and you'll get through that quest fast. So, I'm not very happy with what I found so far. There's only one little yellow dot there that I can't rely on. So I'm going to go to that town and take more risks. So I'm on this side of the road. I'm going down, and I'm on the right side of the road. So I'm on the right side of the road. So I have to go right. Okay. So let's get to a little bit of a bigger POI and see what happens there. Now, I've got 4 servers. Skull Island, which is a PvP server. New Dawn, which is a PvE server. Live Die Repeat, which is a 50-50 server that I play on. And Meat Grinder, which is extreme hardcore server that I play on. If you play on a server where vehicles like this spawn and they haven't been stripped to death, you can always just hold your button on the light and then remove the light to sell it. Okay? You can like carry it in your hand or something. Okay? Or you can like drop these items to take that light, and then remove this light. And then go and sell the 2 lights. Okay? That's an option. But I'm also going to show you what to do if you can't just strip cars or all the cars have been already stripped. Here we are at a hunting tower. I'm going to take it slow, but a hunting tower can give you loot as well. And I'll show you how to get up it and get off it as fast as possible. You climb up. You see what it has? Nothing much. You start climbing and you press spacebar. And that way you won't hurt your feet. And you do it quickly. Taking it very, very slow. Very, very, very slow. Searching what I can search. Looking for something that I think is valuable. There's a screwdriver. It's not valuable, but I can use it. That, I could definitely sell that. I can definitely sell that. So I'm going to take that in my hand. See what else I can find here. Okay, and I've got beer. Okay, so I think between the pesticide and the light and the beer and the lemon seeds, I might be able to get to 150 bucks. So, and there I get a Bushman. That I know is worth 150 bucks. So I could have sold that, but now I'm going to take the Bushman because I know the Bushman is worth at least 150 bucks. And now we're going to go to the trader and I'm going to explain to you how to do this. Okay, so here we are at the trader. If you have the deluxe DLC, you can just go get a gold card immediately. But because I'm trying to help everyone, I'm not going to assume that all of you are going to buy the ultimate DLC. So first thing we're going to do is sell the Bushman to get some cash. Come to the general goods trader.
Welcome, welcome. Feel
Go
free
to holster.
browse around.
Click on the knife.
Let's see what you have.
Apparently this guy doesn't want to buy a Bushman. We can get 28 for the seeds. Let's cancel the Bushman. We can get 16 for the beer. And we can possibly sell the screwdriver if we want to. But we don't want to sell the screwdriver yet. We want to see who will buy the Bushman from us. So we're just going to sell it and then it will go into cash because we don't have a bank card.
Stay safe.
Then we're going to see how much the lights are worth that we can take off vehicles.
No loitering. Prices are not
That's already enough. One light is enough to get a bank card and to get the thread. Okay, so we're going to sell.
Want me to buy that? You better give
We're going
me
to sell that light.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the light alone would have been enough money to get a silver card. And the thread. Because we did Dina's missions, you're going to need at least 15 fame to buy thread. That's why we did Dina's missions.
What's up?
Here we are at the armor
Guns come
room.
unloaded. Secure.
And as I told you guys,
That thing registered.
the Bushman is also,
Nobody cares.
you need 100 bucks for the card, 150 bucks for thread, which you only need 250. So the Bushman and the light was enough. Okay, the Bushman and the light was enough.
Have a nice day.
Now we go to the bank. Like I say, I can get a gold card for free, but I'm not going to. Just going to cancel that starter card. And then I'm going to get a classic card for 100 bucks. You can see the gold's going to cost me nothing because I've got the ultimate DLC, but I'm going to purchase the classic card. Put a pin in there. And then maybe you forget to destroy this card when you leave the trader. So every single card I get the card, then I go back, and then I click on my card and I put the pin in wrong twice. So that whoever steals my card has only got one guess instead of 3 guesses. And that I do that with a silver card or a gold card.
Pleasure as always.
Okay, so now I've got the card and I can go buy the thread. I don't need the card to buy the thread. Just remember that. I don't need the card to buy the thread. Just showing you how to get the card.
Welcome.
And now I'm going to type in thread here. And like I say, you need 15 fame to buy the thread. And that's the first item that you need. Now what you need to focus on is you need to go to crafting, click at all categories, and type in bullets. Then you need to double click on this and see what you need. You need 4 skins, which you can get from puppets. You can kill a puppet and then cut him up and then use his skin how do you get 4 puppet skins if you don't have inventory space? Well, you go to a place where there's a few puppets, kill the one, let the other one come to you, and just kill them on top of one another. Okay, let's say there's 4 puppets in front of me. I'm going to let just one see me, let it run to me, kill it. Let the other one see me, let it run to me and kill it, and then just pile them up, cut them all up at once, and then I've got 4 skins. The other thing you need is 5 scrap metal, which you can get in cars very, very, very easily. Any car, any broken car, you can get scrap metal. Okay, so we're just gonna, there we go. So we need 5 scrap metal. I'm gonna throw the card away. Actually, no, I'm gonna destroy the card. Put the card over there. And then I need 5 scrap metal. Okay. Now we're struggling with a bit of inventory space. And we can't buy clothing because clothing takes a lot more fame. We can't buy any clothing. Clothing takes fame. Okay? Yeah. So we can't increase our loot space like that. We can craft a quiver. Okay? And we can craft a backpack because of the thread. So the first puppet we kill, we get a bone needle from the puppet. And then with the bone needle, we can craft a sewing kit from the bone needle and the thread to have a sewing kit. And with the sewing kit, we can craft the biggest craftable backpack, which is rags that you can get when you kill a puppet and search the puppet drops clothing. You can cut up the clothing for rags. Same thing, you can use the puppet skin. You can craft rope like Dina showed you. You've got the thread because of the bone needle and the thread. You've got a sewing kit, a cutting tool. You craft this, and then the next puppet you kill, you'll be able to craft a quiver again because of the thread. You'll be able to craft this quiver, which will increase your loot space drastically. Okay? Again, because of the thread. So now that we can craft a bigger backpack and we can craft a quiver, which gives us a lot more inventory space. If you're asking how much more inventory space, well, this backpack is a 3x3. 3x3. The biggest backpack is a 5x5. So instead of just being able to carry 9 items, you'll be able to carry 25 items. 5x5 is 25 items. 3x3 is 9 items. You'll be able to carry 25 items. And what we are going to focus on is kill a puppet, use the bone needle to make the sewing kit, craft a bigger backpack, craft a bigger quiver, and then get the resources for the bulletproof vest. Okay, so we aren't going to get the skins. The skins takes up a lot of space. So we're going to get the 5 scrap metal. Then we're going to collect the bolts. Even if we don't find bolts, which is very unlikely, even if we don't find a box of bolts, we can always collect 7 scrap. Okay, we can collect 12 scrap in total and then turn 7 scrap into bolts at a workbench. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill a few puppets, and then we're going to go to the biggest POI close to us. Now, that is a bunker. That's going to be a little bit too dangerous. That's also a POI that won't be too dangerous, but I want to show you what to do at a relatively dangerous POI. So we're going to go to call it the fish factory. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of part 1. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and click the like button. Like I said, I will at the end of the video refer you to 1.0 guide that I made before 1.0 came out, just to give you the fastest start possible if you don't listen to Dina. So I decided to come to the brick factory because it's a more common place than the fish factory. A lot of people come here. You're going to come to the scrapyard to get scrap a lot. You're going to come to the brickyard to get bricks to upgrade your base. So I just decided to come to the brickyard. And there's a gas station here as well, so I can give you a little tip about the gas station. We have crafted the improvised backpack and the animal quiver. And our goal now is, again, to get 12 scrap metal in total and turn 7 of the scrap metal into bolts. And again, I'm close to the POI, so I'm moving from tree to tree, ready to run. Like I've got my hand on the mouse wheel. If I hear any shots or I'm in any danger, I'm going to run. But hopefully the puppets will spawn in first. And I like using walls. Now, a wall is way better than a tree to me. Because let's say there's a circle around me. If I'm in the open, let's say there's a 360-degree circle around me. If I'm in the open, then NPCs can spawn in the entire circle around me and shoot me from any direction. If I'm against a wall, then I've literally cut that circle in half, so that NPCs can only shoot me from one half of the circle and not the other half of the circle. Okay, it's protecting 50% of myself. Now, I'm not seeing puppets yet, which I don't like. Now, I heard steps next to me. If you hear slow steps, like a tick-tick, 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 it's a puppet. If you hear fast steps, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa, that's an NPC. Very important to know the difference between slow puppet steps and faster, more regular NPC steps. If you hear NPC steps, identify the direction that they're coming from, get into cover, get behind something, lean, and kill them. Like if they're coming down this wall now, they won't be able to see me. I can lean and I can kill them. Okay, I can just step a bit back and I can still kill them. Okay, without them seeing me. But I believe there's a puppet inside here. I was mistaken, there's no puppet inside here. So let's carry on. Again, I'm like a soldier, moving from cover to cover, taking it slow, because if I don't see puppets, I'm not comfortable. Puppets are my friends. Puppets is like a warning signal for me. And instead of the NPCs just having me as a target, I want them to have the puppets as targets as well. This is a food hall. I'm not going to focus on the food hall. Now I've got a wall to my left and my right, minimizing the angles that NPCs can shoot me from. That's a puppet. I know the puppet's inside here. Letting her hear me so that she can open the door. And when she opens the door, I shoot her in the head. Okay, I like it when puppets open doors for me. So I can just shoot them in the head. I do need a bit of food, so I'm just going to look for a bit of food quickly. No food. I'm going to search the puppet because it's safe. And I'm still looking for that smartphone. Okay. And if you are very unlucky finding smartphones, there's a place in the big city. It's a post office that can give you smartphones. But any city can give you smartphones. But don't rush the smartphone. Okay? Just take your time with the smartphone. This is a food store as well. Going further down. I don't like food stores. I like when there's sleeping quarters, like beds. Because at the end of the beds, there's lockers that can give me really, really good equipment. But I'm still hungry. So I'm just going to quickly see if I can find any food. Nope. Okay, let's go. And like I say, the guide that I'm going to refer you to is going to explain a lot of other things as well, which I don't have time to explain to you in this step-by-step guide. Because of this backpack, I can carry a lot more scrap metal. And because I know it's 5x5, because I know the backpack's 5x5, I know that's 10 scrap metal, so I only need 2 more. Basically 1 more. I only need 1 more. There's a puppet. Now I feel more comfortable. I don't feel safe. I just feel comfortable. But I still have to watch out for the NPCs. And now I'm looking for a workbench, and I know where a workbench is. I know where a workbench is. Not really. Well, we are in sandbox mode, so I'll search this puppet quickly. And now I'm just going to go for that workbench. Usually I won't run, but I don't want the guy to take an hour. That's why I'm running. And there's the workbench. Searching everything. Now I go and stand in front of the workbench, go to crafting, and then I go to currently craftable, and I craft 7 bolts. Out of the scrap metal. 1, 2, 3. I can cancel it when I want. 5, 6, 7. Stop the processing. And you can't do this with scrap metal, but you can do this with bolts. So there's my 7 bolts. There's my 5 scrap metal. So I've got the scrap, the bolts. I can get a cutting tool very easily. I just take 2 stones and make a cutting tool. But now I need the 4 skins. So now I am literally hunting for puppets. There's a puppet there. So I want to kill all of them around here. I know this guy takes 3 shots to kill, so I want to kill him right here. Okay. I want to search him, because if I don't search him, I won't get the loot that I need for rags and stuff. And then I want to cut him up. And the fastest way to cut him up is just to make a stone knife quickly. There we go. Get 2 rocks. I shouldn't have sold the Bushman, but it was still a good example. Take the stone knife in my hand. Run to the puppet. Cut him up. And every other puppet I'm going to kill them here. I'm going to lead them here. And if I don't cut this puppet up, he's going to disappear. So I want to cut him up so that he doesn't disappear. So this guy, I'm going to let him see me. Then I'm going to run back here. I know this guy takes about 5-6 shots to kill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now I want to kill him over here. 5. There we go. I'm going to search him. Cut him up. Repeat until I've got 4 bodies over here. Now you can let any puppet follow you except the thin ones. You don't want a thin puppet to follow you. The thin one is too fast and it will hit you. Okay, so you don't want thin puppets to follow you. You want normal puppets to follow you. Like this one and this one. Don't let a thin puppet follow you. The thin puppet is way too fast and it's just going to hurt you. Okay, and here we've got 4 puppets in the same area with the stone knife, and now we can craft the armor. Why can we craft the armor? Because we will have 4 skins in our vicinity. And luckily I found some nylon as well, and I've got leftover thread, so I can turn one of their bones into a bone needle, and then I can combine fishing line with thread to make another sewing kit. The reason I passed out there is because I've got 0 food on me, but that's fine. I'm just going to wake up again. But very, very important. Always have thread on you. That's the 4th thing that I don't want you guys to ever forget. Always have thread on you. Because if the NPC doesn't kill you, it's going to destroy all your gear. Like, if an NPC shoots me, but he doesn't kill me, he's going to destroy my backpack and my clothing. And if I can't repair the clothing, I can't loot anymore. Then I have to go look for thread or go buy thread, which takes me completely off the route that I was planning, that I had planned. Okay? So always, always, always have thread on you. Now, did I craft the bone needle or didn't I? Nope, let's try that again. And now, with everything that we found, with the 4 skins that we have in our vicinity, because we know how to gather puppets in the same area, with the 4-5 scrap metal, with the bolts that we either found or turned into bolts through scrap metal and the sewing kit and the stone knife, we can craft the bulletproof vest. And this is the new meta, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you want to start as many times as you can until you have built up your fame and your money to a place where you can buy armor from the trader and you don't have to craft the armor. But this single item will help you to not die immediately when an NPC shoots you. It will help you to sustain shots. Now, you would like to get like clothing. Clothing you can get very easily. Puppets gives you military jackets and military pants. And because of the sewing kit, you can repair the tactical jacket and the military pants to 50% to gain extra inventory space. Okay, so you don't have to look like a fresh spawn all the time. Some puppets will give you military pants, some puppets will give you a tactical jacket, and with the sewing kit you can repair it to 50%, giving you a lot more inventory space than you had. And then a lot of places will have little military places you can loot. And your second objective is basically a helmet. You want to get a helmet, any helmet, as fast as humanly possible. And there's a lot of safe places to get that as well. Okay, I'm just showing you the brickyard. And this will enable you to start looting towns. And that's what we're going to do in part 2 of my step-by-step guide, how to master Scum. We're going to go loot our first town. And I'm going to go through the tactical decisions I make to live longer. And on my Live, Die, Repeat stream, as soon as 1.0 dropped, I joined a server that was fully populated with more than 50 players on it. And I survived without dying for 46 hours IRL, without dying once, when a lot of people on all my servers died regularly. So I'm going to share with you what's my strategy for entering a POI or a town, and we're going to start looting. If you guys enjoyed this, click that like button. Remember to watch the video that I'm going to show you at the end of the video on my end screen. And yes, if you've got any questions that you're wondering about, leave it down in the comments. Scum is great. Definitely worth your money. Later. Never, ever skip gas stations at the beginning of your journey, it will look like a little rugby ball or football with a white line and an orange line. Okay, every single gas station will have a little white line and an orange line. There's a gas station. Here's a gas station. You can see there, it's got a little white line with a yellow, with an orange line, and it's always on a road. There's another gas station. Okay, you'll start identifying what gas stations look like. You can always go to scum-map.com and then use the filters to see where all the gas stations are on the map. Gas stations can also spawn NPCs, so you have to be very, very, very careful. But gas stations have got a very high probability of giving you a hiking backpack or a quiver or something. There is a backpack, but it's not better than the backpack that we have. Okay, but at least we get water and stuff. You can see this is 5x5. This is only 4x5. So the crafted one is actually has more space, or this one looks better. And you can take the crossbow just to sell it later. I don't like using crossbows, but at least you can sell it. There's a bit of cool drink. Okay, so that normal backpack could have been a hiking backpack. So just make sure to never skip gas stations at the beginning of your journey, because they will give you hiking backpacks at some point and various other loot. But be careful, NPCs can spawn at gas stations as well. See you guys next time. Cheers. And what do you know? This puppet that we just killed from the gas station gave us the mobile phone. But again, if you're not lucky with puppets, big towns or the big city, which we will get to later. Cheers, guys. Have fun.